When engaging in combat, a mixed martial artist must have courage, skill, and total commitment to achieving victory. Tonight's warriors will have to utilize these traits because no challenge is too big, no opponent is too dangerous. Brock Lesnar, the former NCAA wrestling champion and WWE superstar, makes his MMA debut tonight. Despite the success he's garnered, Lesnar is looking for a bigger challenge, and he may have found it in former Olympic judo silver medalist Min Soo Kim. And in our co-feature, two MMA superstars collide. It's a rematch that was 7 years in the making. Royce Gracie once again enters the danger zone to face the formidable Kazushi Sakuraba. Their last encounter was a 90-minute epic. Gracie wants to avenge his loss, while Sakuraba wants to reaffirm his title of Gracie Hunter. Welcome to Los Angeles, California, home to many of the biggest stars in the worlds of entertainment, music, and sports. Tonight, for the first time in history, Japan's K1 fighting organization brings its global brand of mixed martial arts to the United States. FEG and Elite XC present Dynamite USA.
Check, mic check. LA, what's going on? Make some noise! I want to welcome y'all out to Dynamite USA. We are here at the LA Coliseum. It is going down tonight. That's right. My name is DJ Hop. I will be your DJ, and I will also be your host tonight. Dynamite USA is going down tonight here in LA. This is crazy. We've already had a couple of fights tonight, but what's coming up now is even crazier. You are not ready for this. We've seen a couple of things go down already, and I'm gonna tell you right now, this is the main event. If you're here to see some fights, make some noise! LA, I can't hear you. I said if you're here to see some fights tonight, make some noise! Real quick, my name is Hopper, DJ Hopper. You can watch me every morning on the KTLA Channel 5 Morning News, right here in Los Angeles. I will be your host tonight. We have got so much going on here, so much on the entertainment side, so much in the ring. You are in the absolute right place here tonight, fans. It is really, really, really going on tonight. Tonight you will see tons of things. You will see fighters take the ring, and you will see history being made right here at the Coliseum. This is where champions are made, right here in this ring, in this stadium. LA, are you ready for this? Make some noise! What I need you to do, before we even get this thing started, what I need you to do is I need you to direct your attention over to the West Tunnel. Everybody turn that way. My man Dennis Rodman is in the house. Everybody make some noise for Dennis Rodman.
You never know what what you're going to expect in the sport of mixed martial arts. Even the Worm, Dennis Rodman, a part of the pomp and pageantry of Dynamite USA. Of course, the LA Memorial Coliseum, the home of 2 Olympiads. And man, you talk about a colorful character, Bill. Dennis Rodman carrying the torch inside Memorial Coliseum.
Looks like a stick to me, but you know, Rodman, you never know what's going to happen next with Rodman.
And we welcome again, everyone. Mauro Ranallo coming to you from Los Angeles, California, where the sport of mixed martial arts continues to attract world-class athletes from every corner of the sports universe. Tonight we present 2 high-profile MMA debuts as wrestling superstar Brock Lesnar enters the ring for the first time ever, with the outcome yet to be determined, while former NFL first-round draft pick Johnny Morton hopes you can go home again as the USC Trojan returns to the Coliseum in Los Angeles in hopes of repeating his gridiron glory on a different field of battle. And of course, it doesn't get any more international than this. Japan's Kazushi Sakuraba and Brazil's Royce Gracie in a rematch of their epic 90-minute battle in Japan 7 years ago. This is the one fight MMA fans hoped for, but never thought they would see again. Tonight it's part of Dynamite USA.
No, it's not.
There's Che Boubei, another Korean athlete that was to have been on the card tonight. He has now received the torch. Mauro Ranallo along with Bill Goldberg and Jay Glazer, some of the pre-pay-per-view fight festivities.
You know, they had the Olympics here, they've had the Super Bowl here, they've had Major League Baseball here. Tonight,
How's that for an intro? Give it up for Joey P and the rest of them right here, all of our dancers, the entire band, make some noise. How's that for an intro? Dynamite USA. Now I have a quick announcement. The Pickett Tokoro fight will be time restricted. There's a time limitation. And yeah, I know. There's a time limitation to that fight. That's all I have to say. But aside from that, Are you guys ready to see some fights tonight? I don't know. LA, I said, are you ready to see some fights tonight? Make some noise. Well, then I say we announce the fighters. What do you say? Here we go.
Bring them out, bring them out, bring them out, bring them out. It's hard to yell when the black bells in your mouth. Bring them out, bring them out. Bring them out, bring them out.
I'm gonna announce all the fighters for tonight. You ready to see them? Make some noise for Dong Sik Yoon. My man Melvin Manhoff. Ruben Villarreal. Mighty Mo, come on out, man. Mighty Mo. Hideo Tokoro. Brad Pickett. Make some noise for Brad. Make some noise for Brad. Royce Gracie. Kazushi Sakuraba. Min-Soo Kim. And last but not least, Brock Lesnar. And now I want to introduce you to my man, Dennis Rodman.
All right, LA. Either way, you guys can love me or you can hate me, but you know what? It's not my night. It's these guys' night tonight. And K1 is coming to America in LA, and you guys are seeing it live here. UFC? Hell no. We're talking about K1. South Base presents Dynamite!
And there you see a panoramic view of the ring and the surroundings of the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum. We have Royce Gracie from Brazil and a piece of the Brazilian Carnival. The sights and sounds of what has become a sporting spectacle. K1 Dynamite USA. And obviously Dennis Rodman looking to trumpet K1 here tonight. Bill?
Yeah, I don't think Dennis got the reception he was looking for, but, regardless, like Dennis said, it ain't about him tonight. It's about Dynamite coming to the LA Coliseum for the first time.
And Jay, obviously the UFC doing a very good job. We have Quentin Rampage Jackson, the new UFC light heavyweight champion in the house. And I think since we're in LA, I have to say it. Can't we all just get along?
You absolutely should. You look at Royce Gracie up there who started the UFC, and that started the reason why every single person is here tonight. Fighters, fans, everybody.
Well, I can sure tell you that he's the reason why I started watching. From the first UFC, which he brought over, which was his product, to, Showtime, to Dynamite, to Bodog, to UFC, to everybody. Man, he's the one that started it all here.
And when it expanded in America, it expanded all throughout the world.
Well, we are here finally. Hello again, everyone. Mauro Ranallo coming to you from Los Angeles, California. The sport of mixed martial arts. Well, we are here at the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum getting set for our first Dynamite fight of the night as Johnny Morton makes his MMA debut against Bernard Aca.
Fighting in the Coliseum for me would be a lot of fun because it's a place where I've had a lot of success and good memories, so hopefully it will continue.
Former NFL wide receiver Johnny Morton. He's taken off all his protective gear and is heading for his first MMA bout. He doesn't need the money or the fame. He's just here to brawl.
I'm used to the blunt force and I'm used to pain. I could be running full speed and a guy weighing 200 pounds or 220 could come and just take my head off and I didn't even know he's coming. To me, this is safer than playing football because at least there's one opponent and only one guy can hit me at a time and I know where the punch is coming from.
Bernard Aca. Although he too is new to the MMA game, in his first fight, he pounded his opponent from the get-go, scoring a knockout in just 71 seconds. This aggressive fighter lets the leather fly, so Morton better watch out. Good looks won't help him here. He's out of the football field into the ring. Looking to score a victory in this new arena, everyone wants to know if this star athlete can survive the heat.
I'm an MMA fighter now.
Johnny Morton versus Bernard Aca.
I do.
Hailing all the way from the Ivory Coast, in the blue corner, Bernard Aca.
Although he's originally from the Ivory Coast, Bernard Aca has lived in Japan for the last 16 years, where he makes a living not as a fighter, but as a stand-up comedian. Tonight, as he squares off with the debuting Johnny Morton, he hopes to have the last laugh. Do you think that is possible tonight against a guy who is a world-class athlete, who's played the supreme team sport in the National Football League, Jay?
The great thing about MMA, we talked about it being different than anything else. Can it happen? Absolutely. Anything can happen out there. When you step in that ring, because you have such small gloves, you hit somebody on the button, you hit somebody at the right spot, anything can happen. Dynamite at any point.
You know, Bill, he made his first successful attempt at mixed martial arts when he fought Yoon Pyo Shin of South Korea at a K1 Hero Show earlier this year in Nagoya, Japan, picking up the TKO at 111 of round 1. So, obviously, he's not looking to be a joke in this fight here tonight.
No question. I mean, he's got a Taekwondo background. We saw from the highlights there that he does have skills. Now, he's going against Johnny Morton, which he's a top athlete, he's a professional, he's big, he's strong, he's fast, and he's aggressive, so we'll see.
So what he does have, though, guys, is there is a huge difference between your first fight and your second fight. The nerves, the attitude that you bring into the ring, and how fast you actually hook onto your game plan.
You know, Aka, coming from a Taekwondo background, is very quick with his strikes, although they don't hold as much power as a boxer or Muay Thai stylist. And Bill, with your Muay Thai background, you can definitely concur.
Yeah, you know, a Taekwondo guy is going to be basically a points fighter in comparison to a Muay Thai guy who's going to try to kill you with the knees, with the elbows. You know, I really think there's absolutely no comparison to the two disciplines.
Huge crowd on hand here for Dynamite USA, and Jay, obviously Bernard Aka as well.
The bug started itching. He's always wanted to do this. Now he's there. Let's see if he can answer the bell.
Played wide receiver in the NFL from 94 to 2005 with the Detroit Lions, Kansas City Chiefs, and the San Francisco 49ers, but it was right here at the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum where he cut his gridiron teeth with the USC Trojans. But this is a whole new ball game, my friend.
And because of his name and because of Brock Lesnar's name, he can't really cut his teeth on the smaller shows. Because of his name, he starts with the biggest show there is. Because of his pedigree, because of his competitive side, he wants to come
that's
and
how
start
big it is right
off
there,
the
Jay.
bat. Right.
The huge aerial view here. And
Normally
Jay,
you start with smaller shows.
I was going to say, you don't necessarily endorse Johnny Morton making his MMA debut on such a big stage.
I actually told him originally when he told me that he was nuts. This is too big of a stage for him.
All right, let's go to the tail of the tape of this light heavyweight matchup. Johnny Morton is 35, 6 feet tall. He weighs in tonight at 213 pounds with a striking background. His opponent, Bernard Aka, is 35, 6 feet, 207 pounds with Taekwondo and Judo. And again, because it's non-title fight here in K1, they do allow them to come in at overweight, what was to be a light heavyweight bout.
Yeah, well, look, Johnny Morton never thought he'd be a heavyweight, but tonight at USC he is.
All right, let's go through the rules of the belts for Dynamite USA. USA, 3 judges score the fight based equally on striking, grappling, effective aggression, and ring control. It's based on a 10-point must system. No elbows or forearms to the head, no knees to the head of a downed opponent, and the referee or doctor can stop the fight. All right, let's take you up now to the one, the only, the estimable Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen in attendance, and to our MMA fans joining us around the world, welcome to the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum for an international and historic night of mixed martial arts as SoftBank presents Dynamite USA in association with Pro Elite. At this time, we present our judges scoring this bout from ringside. From Florida, Richard Bertrand. From California, Alejandro Rochin. And also from California, Marcos Rosales. And our third man in the ring, our referee in charge of this bout is Nelson Hamilton. All right, fans, here we go. Heavyweights in the ring. Scheduled 3 3-minute rounds of action. Introducing to you first on my right, fighting out of the blue corner, standing 6 feet even, he weighed in at 207 pounds. With a background of Taekwondo and Judo, he is undefeated in his young campaign with 1 win, no losses, 1 win coming by way of knockout. Hailing from the Ivory Coast in Africa, introducing Bernard Aka. And his opponent across the ring. On my left, fighting out of the red corner, also standing 6 feet even, he weighed in at 213 pounds. He is a striker tonight, making his professional MMA debut. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the football great, the USC All-American and former NFL star from Torrance, California, introducing Johnny Morton. again, a referee in charge is Dr. Nelson Hamilton now to give instructions. 3-minute rounds scheduled.
All right, gentlemen, I went over the rules with you. You say you understand them. That means I expect a clean fight. I expect you to protect yourself at all times. I expect you to listen for my commands at all times. Touch them up, let's do it.
Again, as decreed by the California State Athletic Commission, this is a fight tonight with 3-minute rounds, and obviously during the stare down, even though Bernard Aka is a stand-up comedian, he doesn't take mixed martial arts as a joke, doesn't think it's a laughing matter, but here it is, Johnny Morton returning to USC as an MMA fighter. This fight is underway. And immediately Morton overwhelming Aka. So much for a feeling out process, Jay. Morton going for the takedown.
You know what happens? Again, you don't really get hit full force with those little gloves in training. You don't want to get cut. You're not really used to it. The first time you get hit, man, it's a rude awakening.
Finally, Morton does secure the takedown, but Aka has the underhook. Good takedown defense there. Aka gets back up to his feet, delivers a Muay Thai knee strike. Nice uppercut by Aka. And now Morton hits him with the right hand. And they are really swinging for the fences.
And Aka's hair fell out.
And Morton is
there's the knockout.
Morton is down. Unbelievable KO. Bernard Aka knocks out Johnny Morton in his mixed martial arts debut. Not the homecoming Morton was looking for.
Yeah, that's what Jay was telling you about making his homecoming at this such a big stage.
And you know what this tells you, Jay? You could be an NFL star, you can be a Major League Baseball star, but mixed martial arts, you've got to put your time in. You cannot train part-time and think that you're going to be a world-class fighter. You have to put your time in.
No, what Johnny, again, needed to do is kind of go into some of the bigger, smaller shows before stepping up to such a big show. But you know what? Johnny Morton, at least he did it. I give the guy credit for coming into this world, trying our world out.
Absolutely.
People are not willing to do it.
You know, first and foremost, gentlemen, let's give him a second here. We need to make sure that Johnny is all right in that ring.
He was knocked out. They are reviving him right now, and definitely, again.
Hey, buddy, I tell you what.
Take out the mouthpiece, maybe.
Yeah, that's exactly what I know how he feels, guys. My first fight, I got choked down 1 minute and 9 seconds, and I brought all my friends, man. Everyone. I said, oh, my goodness. Yeah, all 3 of my friends, and it took me about 6 months until my next fight, until I won, to get over it. Johnny has to realize, hey, this is something that most of his friends are not going to understand. They're not going to realize it, but again, at least he tried.
Oh, Bernard Aka, definitely no joke, showing knockout power. 38 seconds of round 1 records the KO victory in scintillating fashion. What a way to kick off Dynamite USA. There is indeed dynamite in the hands of Bernard Aka.
And this in no way, shape, or form, okay? I want both of you to understand this, and I want everybody out there to understand this also, okay? This isn't an indication that mixed martial arts guys are tougher than football guys or are tougher than hockey guys. It's just they're more prepared.
It's all about the training.
It's all about preparation. And I don't want to hear it from anybody because it's all about preparation.
Definitely. And they were looking to make
you're the best athlete in the world, you're an NFL player, you're an NHL player, you're a Major League Baseball player, and these days you're an MMA practitioner.
Yes, definitely. I could not agree more. And like you say, obviously K1 looking to make a splash in North America, and obviously Johnny Morton brings the cachet, a former NFL star, but definitely not the kind of fight that he was looking for tonight, and are definitely concerned for Johnny Morton. But again, safety is always paramount. A crack staff of medical officials on hand, and they are tending now to the fallen Johnny Morton. And there is the victor, Bernard Aka. And I'm sure concern as well for him because, Bill, you say yourself, this is about athleticism, this is about competition, and Bernard Aka doing his job, but obviously he doesn't want to hurt his opponent, and we are hoping that Jay Glazer will be able to bring us up to speed on the condition of Johnny Morton.
You know, in the interviews the other day, you know, Bernard, very, very nice guy. Johnny, man, you know, terrific guy, but he was so stressed out, and I totally understand his situation. I don't know how many people have asked me when I'm going to do this thing, but the reality is you get to an age and you got to stop.
Let's take a look at the highlights from the only round, and believe me, it wasn't much. That right hand.
Yeah, he just walked into a straight right hand. That's all he did. Here he is trying to get his distance. Yeah, no.
That's what you call a shot of the button.
He just walked straight into a right hand. No defense whatsoever. I mean, it's all about timing. It's all about experience. You just need to get the experience before you think that you can step in the ring with these guys.
And that's shades of what Quinton Rampage Jackson did to the Iceman Chuck Liddell to capture the UFC Light Heavyweight Championship. Jackson in attendance tonight. Referee Doc Hamilton immediately stopping the fight.
Yeah, here's Aka's reaction. There's no question he's got to be happy. It's his second MMA fight. 2-0 now as a comedian, as a talk show host, and you know, he put down a legend right here. Put down a legend. You know, we're at USC. Johnny Morton made
a football legend.
Absolutely.
Not an MMA one, and obviously realizing full well tonight that yes, preparation is key. It looks like he's got his faculties about him, which is a good sign. Raising his hand, and hopefully Johnny Morton will be just fine. Although living with the memories of a 38-second knockout.
Say again?
And obviously UCLA defensive backs never hit him that hard. Let's go to Jay Glazer now.
In the ring over Johnny Morton. Johnny was talking. He was awake. He's obviously being strapped to the gurney for precautionary measures. A doctor seemed to think he'd be all right. He moved his hand. And he was talking to the doctors. He lifted his head up to try and talk to everybody. So right now he's just trying to. They are really securing him more for precautionary measures than anything.
So Jay Glazer with that good report, and good to see that Johnny Morton has his faculties about him. And hopefully just cleaning up the cobwebs. Let's go now to Jimmy Lennon Jr. with the official announcement.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the time of 38 seconds.
You know what? You see his head and you shake his hand. Mighty Mo, if he hits you with that right and or left, that thing is made of concrete, man.
You know, one of the things you talk about, his opponent here, you know, his opponent, Ruben Villarreal, I keep screwing up the last name.
Fought on the undercard of that event, and that marked the first time that a father and son have ever fought on the same K1 show.
Right, Mo said that was a lot more difficult for him to watch his son than to take punches or kicks from anybody else, and anybody with a kid out there could certainly relate to that.
No, I was in Vegas when Mo, oh my God, knocked out, who was it? Carter Williams, my God almighty. I heard that thing from about the 5th row.
You know, this boxing versus MMA debate that I just wish would go away. Super heavyweights going at it right now as Jimmy Lennon Jr. will introduce the particulars.
Los Angeles, how many of you out there are Warcraft fans? Warpath fans?
Ladies and gentlemen, SoftBank presents Dynamite USA in association with Pro Elite and a super heavyweight special attraction. Presenting at this time our judges scoring this bout from ringside. We have from Florida, Richard Bertrand. From California, Alejandro Rochin. And also from California, Marcos Rosales. Our third man in the ring, our referee in charge. He'll be giving instructions after the introductions. Herb Dean. All right, fans, here we go with our battle of the super heavyweight scheduled 3 5-minute rounds. Introducing to you first on my right, fighting out of the blue corner, standing 6 feet 4 inches. He weighed in at 270 pounds. A mixed martial artist raised in the discipline of wrestling. His record stands at 11 wins, 12 losses, and 3 draws, with 10 knockouts and 1 submission to his credit. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the MMA veteran from Sacramento, California, introducing Ruben Warpath Villarreal. And his opponent across the ring on my left, fighting out of the red corner, standing 6 feet 1 inch. He weighed in at 292 pounds. This hard-hitting fighter is trained in the disciplines of boxing and kickboxing with an MMA record of a perfect 2 wins, no losses, and 2 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here's the powerful K1 veteran fighting out of San Bernardino, California, introducing the one and only Mighty Mo. Once again, a referee in charge is Herb Dean, now to give instructions. Once again, we're scheduled 3 5-minute rounds or less.
Gentlemen, we've gone over the rules backstage. Protect yourself at all times. Follow my instructions at all times. We're going to keep this fight nice and clean. Touch gloves, come out ready to do this.
Well, we've already welcomed Nicolas Cage to the event, and there she is, one of the funniest ladies I've ever seen, Tracy Ullman, the star of the new Showtime series, Tracy Ullman State, taking in the K1 Dynamite USA card tonight.
Oh my God, what is that next to it?
Ready?
And this super heavyweight tilt gets underway, scheduled for 3 rounds.
Hey guys, you know, we talked about the nerves of Johnny Morton before, and Mighty Mo was telling us 2 days ago, you know, I'm always trying not to get in my own head. You always have to fight the demons in your head. Not saying that he gets scared, but nerves come in all different fashions when you step into this ring.
The best way to cure those nerves is with that devastating overhand right. He's already attempted 2 strikes, but Villarreal doing the smart thing here, you guys, keeping him at close quarters in a Greco-Roman clinch.
Absolutely. What you don't want to do, we talked about it earlier, being on the end of his punch. What I mean by that is having the guy fully extend on his punches, getting the hip torque, getting the legs into it. You don't want to be at the end of that.
It looks to me like Mo's going to try to get separation and throw that overhand right immediately.
That's called breaking the grappler's agreement. Somebody wants to try and grapple with you, try and break it, get some space, and land one of those bombs.
Got the overhooks in, does Warpath, just again trying to keep Mighty Mo at close quarters so he cannot lock and unload. And Warpath, we talk about him taking fights on short notice. I mean, this guy's taken on a virtual who's who. He's been in there against Rico Rodriguez, former UFC heavyweight champion. Nice low outside cut kick by Warpath. Boss Roon, Dan Severn, Antonio Silva, Don Fry. I mean, this guy has been in there with some of the biggest and baddest names the sport has to offer. And now he's in there with Mighty Mo. Misses with the left and the right, but Warpath is down, looking for the single leg, but now he gives up his back.
Mo may get a submission.
Oh, and that shot, I think, has put Warpath out. He hurt his body with that shot. And it looks like this fight is over at the 1.5-minute mark of the opening round. Mighty Mo putting on a show for the thousands in attendance here in Los Angeles.
That board is called a sledgehammer.
Villarreal is in some pain here. Something must have happened to the side of his face. He got hit. The orbital, it might be an orbital break or something to that effect.
You actually heard it from where we are.
Yeah, I heard something bust for sure.
You see how much power Mighty Mo gets in there. If I'm a heavyweight here in the world of mixed martial arts, I've got to make sure that I have an extensive wrestling background to take this to the ground immediately. I'm not standing with the
It's bad enough taking shots from Mighty Mo when you're face to face. When he's on your back and you don't know when it's coming or where it's coming.
Not only that, when you're on your back like that also, your head has no room to go. There's no give. If you're standing up, at least you could take a punch and kind of roll with it. There's no rolling with it down there.
Mighty Mo remains perfect in his mixed martial arts career, even though it's in its embryonic stages. The K1 kickboxing veteran now 3-0 with 3 knockout wins.
Ruben is a warrior, though, gentlemen. You got to commend him for doing what he did. He stepped up to the plate. Unfortunately, he was on the. Unfortunately for him, he was on the losing side tonight. But you know, there's nothing to be ashamed of there. He took the fight late notice, and you know, he got taken out by one of the toughest guys, one of the hardest hitting guys in MMA.
Mighty Mo also played college football in California and Alabama. He would bench press 575 pounds and squat 700 pounds. So you know he packs quite a punch with the physical attributes of Mighty Mo.
You know what?
Oh, and there you see, trying to, ooh, something happened there. I didn't see it. I can honestly tell you that one, but it looked like he lost his balance. He must have got hit with a shot beforehand.
There's that shot.
Yeah, there's that left hand.
Brought about the end to this fight for Ruben Warpath Villarreal. And you can see Mighty Mo, once he's engaged in combat, he doesn't want to stop. Here's another look at it.
Bit like a freight train, Bob.
Wow, misses with a very wild overhand right.
Well, he was swinging for the fence. It was that left hook. The left hook, no doubt. Got his feet crossed up, then he went down, ducked his head, went to grab the leg just to get a couple seconds to get his wherewithal, and then it was all over. Here comes the left hand underneath the... Ooh.
That, like you say, could have shattered his orbital bone. Herb Dean steps in to stop the fight. And let's take one final look at this.
Here comes the left hand, boom, right on the button. There he goes, trips, goes down, grabs the leg, and here comes, that's already left a mark.
Mighty Mo makes short work of Ruben Warpath Villarreal. And we will find out the official result. Here is Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the time of 1 minute, 33 seconds in round number 1. Our referee in charge, Herb Dean, stops the contest due to strikes. He is the winner by way of technical knockout and still undefeated in MMA, Mighty Mo.
So Mighty Mo improving to a perfect 3-0 in his mixed martial arts career. And really, you know, with his wrestling background as well, Bill, this guy could become a big-time force in the heavyweight, super heavyweight division.
Obviously, he's got to work on his ground.
With a kickboxing background, Dong Sik Yoon, 34, 6 feet tall, 190 pounds. His style is judo. We talked about it, having won 47 judo fights in a row at one point of his illustrious career. Let's now take you to Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, SoftBank presents Dynamite USA in association with Pro Elite and this light heavyweight special attraction. Presenting our judges scoring this bout from ringside, from Florida, Richard Bertrand, from California, Nelson Hamilton, and also from California, Cecil Peoples. Presenting to you our referee in charge of this bout. He'll be giving instructions after the introductions. We have Marcos Rosales. All right, fans, here we go. Light heavyweights in the ring. We're scheduled 3 5-minute rounds. Introducing to you first on my right, fighting out of the blue corner, standing 6 feet even. He weighed in at 190 pounds. He's an MMA fighter representing the discipline of judo. Looking for his first MMA victory in his 5th professional bout. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Judo World Championships bronze medalist from Seoul, South Korea, introducing Dong Sik Yoon. And his opponent across the ring. On my left, fighting out of the red corner, standing 5 feet 8 inches, he weighed in at 192 pounds. He's a mixed martial artist specializing in the discipline of kickboxing. His hard-hitting record stands at 16 wins, 3 losses, and 1 draw, with 15 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the 2006 finalist of the K1 Heroes Light Heavyweight Tournament from Amsterdam, Holland. Here is the hard-hitting Melvin Manhart. And once again, a referee in charge is Marcos Rosales, now to give instructions, 3 5-minute round schedule.
Gentlemen, obey my commands at all times. Protect yourself at all times. Touch them up. Let's have a good fight.
Jay, and the reason that I'm a member of the Mensa organization is because of advice like this. For Dong Sik Yoon, take it to the ground, and quick.
Immediately. Absolutely. Do not let Melvin Manhoff unleash his fury.
15 knockouts and 16 wins, Bill.
Wow.
You know what, guys? What really impressed me, too, is Melvin was here about an hour and a half before every other fighter on this main card tonight. He came here to try to get a feel for the entire atmosphere.
You know what? Looking at him, man, he's loose and he's ready to go. So I think it's going to be really hard. It's going to be real hard for our judo buddy over there.
Dong Sik Yoon receiving a raucous reception from the big South Korean contingent, and already on the ground after a swarming of strikes by Melvin Manhoff. And Dong Sik Yoon is in a world of trouble. Lefts and rights, lighting him up like a Christmas tree, lighting him up like the stars of Hollywood.
He's trying to weather the storm and at least pull him in and try to grab a hold. And I tell you what, you do not want to stand there and
But we talked about Dong Sik Yoon being tough. He's showing the heart here, surviving that onslaught.
That he is.
Melvin Manhoff, if there's one thing that he's a little bit weak in, is he does get, when he sees blood, he gets a little bit too over-aggressive and can get in a bad position. That's what's happened here.
And he has been knocked out twice, you guys. His chin has been tested. He has been knocked out twice, both times early in his MMA career.
Early in his MMA career.
Yeah, and I don't think he's got a chance of getting knocked out here, but he does have a chance of being over-aggressive, obviously, like he was, and look what happened.
As we saw with Johnny Morton in his MMA debut, everyone has a chance of getting put to sleep.
And this is where Yoon Dong Sik, really his only hope is he's going to try and get Melvin Manhoff to throw an arm out there, make a mistake, maybe leave his head open, do something where you can attack a joint, go for a submission, because he has no chance standing on his feet.
Manhoff coming off a TKO win over Yoshiki Takahashi, Pancrase star. That was in March of this year. And of course, the last time Dong Sik Yoon saw action was in Pride Fighting Championships in November of 2006, losing a decision to Murillo Bustamante. And there's Dong Sik Yoon looking for the armbar on the underneath. Good escape by Manhoff. Oh, and that right hand tattoos him.
Listen to the power in those shots.
And Dong Sik Yoon now trying to thwart this offensive barrage.
Tell you what, that's one tough cookie right there.
We never questioned his heart, Jay. You never questioned the toughness of Dong Sik Yoon.
Oh, absolutely not. Again, the people that we've already said that he has gone the distance with, but I will say this, I'm impressed with his chin because he has taken some vicious punishment there, and I think, heck, guys, we both know that many other opponents would have already either submitted or whether verbally or non-verbally would have submitted by now.
And Dong Sik Yoon's face beginning to look like it's been put together by a ransom note. It looks like it's been bruised and battered. We are halfway through first round action here at the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum. The huge Korean contingent now trying to rally behind their hero, Dong Sik Yoon.
This is not what he wants to do. He does not want to stand here. You've got yourself, you got an under and over there.
Nice takedown into side control.
He definitely doesn't want to be there, and you hear the crowd getting behind him.
And this is definitely Dong Sik Yoon's domain. Again, a reminder, no elbows or forearm strikes to the head as decreed by the California State Athletic Commission. No knee strikes to the head of a downed opponent. But Dong Sik Yoon can deliver knees to the body, although right now he's more interested, Jay, in trying to maneuver the arm, looking for an arm bar perhaps, or maybe a key lock.
Well, Melvin Manhoff was saying that he wanted to get more well-rounded in his game. Well, we're going to see how he is now. He's Yoon Dong Sik has side control there, and Manhoff has been tapped out with an arm bar in the past.
Manhoff trying to stay busy.
Trying to attack that elbow.
Well, we got full mount with the hooks in.
Right. He's got the full mount, and that brings about a huge response from the crowd. And Dong Sik Yoon turning the tables on Melvin Manhoff and trying to blister him with those right hands.
One thing's for sure, Manhoff can take a shot, okay? But can he defend against a submission?
Now he's going for it. Looks like he's going for an Americana momentarily. Melvin Manhoff fights that off.
Now what he's going to do here, he's going to try and throw punches just to get Melvin to use an arm, to sacrifice an arm, not to take the punches. Hey, Sik is not trying to knock this guy out. He's trying to get an arm so he can submit him.
Trying to distract him, you're right. Delivering those right hands, maybe looking to maneuver the hips for that right arm. It's trying to cover here, but he is getting tattooed, you guys, finally.
Sure.
Melvin Manhoff explodes.
He's got the arm.
For the arm. He's got the nice escape by Manhoff. And now Manhoff begins to unleash on Dong Sik Yoon. What a fight here at Dynamite USA.
Tell you what, these are two tough characters. Each one has taken the pretty much the best. Oh, and there we go.
Half a minute left in what has been an action-packed opening round. Just listen to the crowd.
And this is the one fight we didn't think would make it to the second round.
As I stated, I've called all of Dong Sik Yoon's fights in Pride Fighting Championships. He impressed everyone with how much he improved exponentially every outing. And here he is surviving the first round and maybe even taking it away from Melvin Manhoff. It'll be yet to be determined, guys, but what a round, what a night. Wow.
Serious submission attempt there. It's got to certainly weigh a little bit in his favor in the judges' minds.
One thing's for sure, he's put doubt in Manhoff's mind.
The one question now, though, is Dong Sik Yoon has taken punishment to the face. His right eye is closed.
Absolutely. Look at that eye. You don't know how much you can see out of that right eye.
Here we're going to see some back and forth in the fight.
Nice
low kick.
What that low kick did, guys, is he did not want to stand there, take any more punishment, so he voluntarily went to the ground, hoping that Melvin Manhoff would jump and follow him.
And here's Yoon with the trip, turning the tables.
Beautiful takedown into side control. From there, he went to full mount and really did some damage and almost looking for the armbar.
Here's the escape by Manhoff.
Well, the attempt at an escape, it ended up in an armbar submission attempt by Dong Sik Yoon, but there was slipping the arm out. And we go into round number 2.
Guys, Melvin Manhoff's got to do a better job of, when he sees blood, not just throwing wildly, because that is giving Yoon a chance to take him in the only place that he has a chance to win this fight.
He's got to be smart. He's got to be
Absolutely.
cerebral.
Be more measured about it.
He doesn't have to rely on his aggression.
Dong Sik Yoon now has to be wary that his right eye is closed, and Melvin Manhoff may be a gentleman in real life, but this is a fight. This is business. He has to exploit that right eye, and it looks like it is definitely becoming a bane, but look at Dong Sik Yoon with a takedown again.
Persistence. I'll tell you what, Dong Sik Yoon missed a knee by inches.
He's right in the half guard. What he's trying to do is you use that left foot to try and post out to go to full mount.
And that's what he does effortlessly, and now has him in the corner. And this is almost like a cage. Now raining down some shots. His Dong Sik Yoon, he's got Manhoff's back. Look at Manhoff trying to escape from the back door.
Manhoff is very lucky. This is not a cage.
Wow, it's Dong Sik Yoon just relentless. There's the armbar. Dong Sik Yoon records the win.
Unbelievable.
And the crowd erupts. What a win for Dong Sik Yoon. Nicolas Cage enjoying it. Quentin Jackson enjoying it. And of course, the thousands in attendance celebrating. What a victory. A Pyrrhic one, but a victory.
I tell you what, you got to say, this guy's willing to take punishment to go after his game. He took shot after shot from Manhoff just so he can get in there. And eventually, I think he realized, you know what? These punches and kicks don't hurt as much as I thought, so I'll eat a punch or two just to get in, get control, take this fight where I want, and go after it.
You know, one of the notes we had, guys, was that if you get Manhoff on the bottom, and before he's able to start his inside striking, he is open to being submitted. And that said, we have got a winner in Dong Sik Yoon, and really, he doesn't look like a
Where's his right eye at?
Yeah. Wow. That thing's the size of a tennis ball, forget a golf ball.
Kind of looks like a blowfish.
Great fight.
There's the spin. Oh, yeah. Trip, spin.
That's where the judo
right to the full mount. Put him in the corner and blast him.
And Manhoff had to do anything. I'm sorry, Bill, but Manhoff had to do at that point anything he could to get out, get away from his grasp, because the judo is going to take over there, and now you're in his domain.
Here's the end of the fight.
We said he was the best 0-4 fighter in the sport. Well, he's not 0 anymore, thanks to this armbar submission at 117 of round 2, fully extending the arm right here. And that brings about the immediate tap as Melvin Manhoff is brought to Tap Town. And there it is, his first win, the biggest and the best of his career.
A picture-perfect textbook, at least the technique, as far as the technique is concerned. He tried to get the arm, had it secure, but didn't have the right position, so he went and grabbed the leg, threw his hips over, and that opened up the armbar flat on his back.
Manhoff is in disbelief.
Let's now go to Jimmy Lennon Jr. with the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the time of 1 minute 17 seconds in round number 2. An arm bar ends this contest as the fighter taps out. He is the winner by way of submission, Dong Sik Yoon.
The thunder claps from the crowd. And what a win and a great effort by Dong Sik Yoon. So for Jay, obviously, for Melvin Manhoef, needs to work on the ground game. You know, we talk about it. Nowadays, there's a style called MMA. Right. You need to know every discipline before setting up and getting off on the big stage. You got to be well-versed in everything.
And he talked to us about wanting to take this fight to the ground to see if he could do a better job when he's aggressive. Instead, he has to do a better job, obviously, defending the submission attempts, defending the arm bars, because now this is, you know, he's gotten hit twice with an arm bar. You know, he got it in under 2 minutes of a fight on March 12th. So he obviously sees at least where his game lacks, and he needs to take himself now to a top Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu school, a top MMA school, and figure out, okay, I have a huge hole here.
Hey, look who else is in the house. Rosie Perez, Mr. Goldberg.
My question is this, gentlemen. When you have a guy so skilled at Muay Thai.
Oh, you don't like Rosie Perez?
You know what, I'm talking fighting here. When you got a guy who's so skilled at Muay Thai, why doesn't he immediately go and train 6 months, train 8 months at a jiu-jitsu school, and forget his Muay Thai?
Because it's not comfortable, and that's the big thing. In this sport, you've got to check your ego, put it aside, and say, okay, yes, I need to keep this, make sure I'm still practice my bread and butter.
You bring up a salient point, though.
You have to double time it in what you're bad at, because that's where you're going to get caught.
And it's going to be interesting to see in the main event if Brock Lesnar may have taken that advice, Bill, because I know he's a close friend of yours. We talked about it. His wrestling is his bread and butter. But will he be comfortable if it does become a stand-up fight?
And
the judo guy may not have it, but
only time's going to tell on that one, gentlemen. You know, if I'm Brock Lesnar, you know, and I'm 106-5, I sure as hell ain't going to spend a lot of time working on freestyle wrestling.
But again, a lot of guys start doing things that they feel more comfortable, because even practicing in MMA, guys, it's painful. It sucks an awful lot. It sucks getting in there practicing, especially something that you feel like such a fool at. If you're so bad at Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and you got, you know, you come in there and you got guys half your size who are white belts just throwing you around, it's difficult for you to deal with ego-wise. To be successful in this sport, you've got to check your ego at that front door.
Hey, is that a hula hoop Rodman's got in his ear?
That's the worm, Dennis Rodman, involved in one of the weirdest torch ceremonies I've ever seen. I don't know. What would you think of Dennis Rodman, Olympic athlete?
In what?
Well, basketball.
I think
one of the best rebounders the sport's ever seen.
I think he'd be terrific.
There you go.
Definitely has no problem in meeting the ladies. Might have to talk to him a few minutes.
He never has.
Mauro, you need to talk to anybody right now.
Thank you very much.
And
Thank
everybody.
you very much. Look at this. Night has fallen on Los Angeles, but the action is just going to get brighter and brighter as we are just moments away from two very intriguing fights. Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum, the scene of the K1 Dynamite USA debut, and there's the Olympic torch set aflame tonight, guys. And good news, fight fans, we've got bonus action for you coming up here on Dynamite USA. Brad One Punch Pickett from the Cage Rage promotion in England takes on one of the top stars for K1 Heroes in Japan, the janitor, Hideo Tokoro. By the way, Hideo Tokoro is 29, just in case anyone was wondering out there. You single ladies or something? We didn't have the ages up there.
Don't look at me.
Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you to the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum. We continue our mixed martial arts action as SoftBank presents Dynamite USA in association with Pro Elite. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we do present a lightweight attraction in the ring. It is scheduled 3 5-minute rounds of action coming your way. Before we begin, we present our judges scoring the action from ringside, all of them from California. We have Dr. Nelson Hamilton, Cecil Peoples, and Alejandro Rochin. And presenting at this time, our referee in charge of the action. He will be giving instructions after the introductions. We have Marcos Rosales. All right, fans, here we go. Once again, lightweights in the ring. We are scheduled 3 5-minute rounds. Introducing to you first on my right, fighting out of the blue corner, standing 5 feet 8 inches. He weighed in at 153 pounds. He's a veteran of 29 MMA bouts with a record of 17 wins, 11 losses, and 1 draw. 2 knockouts and 11 submissions to his credit. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us from Gifu, Japan, introducing Hideo Tokoro. And his opponent across the ring on my left, fighting out of the red corner, also standing 5 feet 8 inches. He weighed in at 154 pounds. His record stands at 10 wins, 3 losses, with 3 knockouts and 5 submissions to his credit. Joining us from London, England, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Brad One Punch Pickett.
Yeah. Come on. One punch. That's it. This is it. It's showtime.
Once again, a referee in charge, Marcos Rosales, now to give instructions.
Gentlemen, make sure you obey my commands at all times and protect yourself at all times. Touch him up. Let's have a good fight.
As you saw in Brad Pickett's corner, another MMA superstar, and that's really the wonderful thing about mixed martial arts. Doesn't matter what organization you fight for, you support the sport in general and just how small the world is. Coming from my hometown of Vancouver, Dennis Kang, the Pride Fighting Championships 183-pound superstar, and something tells me we'll be seeing more of him in the United States very soon.
It's a very small fraternity. Everybody sticks together and tries to elevate each other's game.
And it's nice to see a huge crowd on hand here tonight for K1 Dynamite USA in the great outdoors of Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum. We are set for this swing bout between Brad One Punch Pickett and Hideo Tokoro. The 2 touch gloves. This fight is underway.
By the way, Moore, I want to commend you. It only took you 2 hours to mention Canada.
Thank you very much, sir. Hey?
Don't say anything bad about Canada.
Nice low cut kick there by Tokoro. Bill Goldberg's wife from the wonderful province of Saskatchewan. Now Brad One Punch Pickett looking for that one punch here with Tokoro, but Tokoro again a well-rounded athlete, both standing and on the ground. Although you never want to hesitate like that, Jay. You pay the price.
Absolutely, you can't let your guard down for a second.
Pickett's got to close that distance, get in there, land some shots, take him down, try to submit him.
I don't know how close he wants to get because of the wrestling background of Tokoro.
Well,
there's a shot by Tokoro, but nice inside trip takedown by Tokoro.
Trying to pass the side control right now. And goes right to mount. Nice.
Reversal, another reversal.
He got too high in trying to go for that mount.
Good sweep by Pickett, and now Tokoro going for the armbar, nicely escaped by Brad Pickett. As we see Tokoro now in the boots go position here, and obviously Pickett wants him to get back up on his feet. He obliges him.
Pickett's first fight here in the States, correct?
Brad Pickett fighting mainly for Cage Rage in the United Kingdom. We did see him also as part of Bodog Fight, another fledgling organization. Tokoro stays in the pocket.
Those little body shots that he's trying to throw.
Yeah, you like to see a striker go for body shots.
You do, but he also has to make sure when...
Oh, there's an overhand right, but Tokoro's momentum takes him over. He's going for an E-bar right now.
E-bar, he's got it.
Now into a heel hook, perhaps. There it is, the inverted heel hook, and does he tap? No, good job by Pickett.
What Pickett has to do is exactly what he's doing, trying to throw that foot off and roll out of it.
Beautiful escape by Pickett, finds himself in front side position.
Don't get too high, and that's what he's doing. He's getting too high.
North-south position now.
You cannot sacrifice position. That has to be the most important thing.
Beautiful now into cross side again, looking for the knee on belly perhaps, but Tokoro on the bottom, also looking for the arm. Elbows are allowed to the body, no elbows or forearms to the head as decreed by the California State Athletic Commission. Midway through round 1, scheduled for 3, into the closed guard now of Tokoro.
That was a great job by Tokoro there to get, he was in a very bad position, got himself in a good position.
Going underneath.
And it looks like he got it.
He's got it.
It's over. Brad Pickett submits to the armbar.
Tell you what, these guys are tacticians. You take it, you give it, and they'll take it.
Hideo Tokoro, great job submitting Brad Pickett via armbar.
Guys, Pickett just got over-aggressive too often there, and he left himself open.
And there's Hideo Tokoro receiving a hero's reception.
Thought we were going to see a Crazy Horse backflip, gentlemen.
Crazy Horse Bennett, of course, going to be on the show June 22nd in San Jose, California, Elite XC Strikeforce event, and what a card that is shaping up to be. Main event, Phil Baroni versus Frank Shamrock in a grudge match for the ages.
2 belts on the line that night, eh?
Hey.
Oh, you're picking up some of your wife's accent there.
I was just trying to be nice.
And there, Tokoro getting congratulations from his cornerman, coming all the way across the Pacific to Dynamite USA and picking up his 18th win.
We talked about being too aggressive there. Pickett leaving an arm open there. And it's interesting, though, guys. You could see why Tokoro is a fan favorite. I'm going to take a quick replay here. You're going to see where he gets over aggressive here and pays for it. Now he thinks he actually lands a clean shot there, and he gets a little too sloppy there while Tokoro's on the bottom going after a knee. He left the knee in a position he shouldn't have had it there. Changed it now to an ankle lock.
Going for the heel hook, and then there's the inverted heel hook, and now the closing moments, Bill Goldberg, as the arm bar secures the win.
Yeah, goes right for it, takes it away. I mean, that was an immediate submission. He had
but it's almost like he gave it to him there.
Yeah.
You know, it's almost like he didn't really know the position he should be in. His arm was right there. It was a no-brainer to take.
That's the same thing I saw with Manhole.
Represents rings. And let's go now to Jimmy Lennon Jr. as he announces the winner.
Ladies and gentlemen, we
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Tycho.
He is a legend in his native Japan, and for over 7 years he was Pride Fighting Championships. The only man to ever defeat 4 members of the vaunted Gracie family, Kazushi Sakuraba hopes to add another winning chapter to his storybook career. And Bill, you ask about the hood, the mask. You know his background. Grew up a pro wrestling fan, was a professional wrestler, and showed that professional wrestlers can indeed be successful in mixed martial arts. This is a moment that we will always remember, guys. This is it. The rematch, the bookend, if you will. Sakuraba, Gracie 2, here in Los Angeles, California.
And you know, you never know. You got to look at Sakuraba's the condition of his body. This could be his last match ever.
And there are many of us who hope that it is his last fight. Let's face it, Jay, he has nothing more to prove.
Absolutely. You know, your body breaks down after all the beatings he's taken. But guys, this is Ali Frazier. It's what this is. And eventually, you wanted Muhammad Ali. You wanted Joe Frazier to hang it up because you had so much respect for them, for the way of the warrior. Same thing with Kazushi Sakuraba.
He went to war not once, not twice, but 3 times with former Pride World Champion in the middleweight division, Wanderlei Silva. He's taken on literally everybody the sport has to offer. Here he is, Kazushi Sakuraba, making what may be his final trip to a ring.
And if you see also, he's wearing a jacket from the Shoot the Box Academy down there in Brazil. The likes of Wanderlei Silva, who absolutely brutalized Kazushi Sakuraba over there in Pride. And he went down there and started working out with the people who have defeated him.
There goes the mask.
And again, he usually wore masks like Tiger Mask Original, Satoru Sayama. He's paid homage to the Road Warriors in the past, Big Van Vader. Tonight, again, just showing what he's all about. It's about his multi-layers, if you will, Bill. Maybe going through a sort of symbolic ceremony here, Jay, showing that throughout the years he's shown many different sides, and tonight we are hoping to see another classic encounter. They're not going to go 90 minutes tonight, but they are hoping to put it all on the line one more time. Kazushi Sakuraba and Royce Gracie, can you feel it, my friends?
Oh, I can feel it, and here in about 10-15 minutes both of these guys are going to feel it too, because it's been 7 years since they went at it.
Damn, I want to.
And talking to both guys about the rematch, both Royce Gracie and Kazushi Sakuraba try and insist we don't care about the rematch. That does not matter. I mean, we don't care about the first fight. It doesn't matter to us. All we care about is this Saturday night, this fight coming up here. They take the past and they block it out.
And you can hear, guys, we've had many great fights tonight, great crowd support, but the atmosphere in the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum right now is absolutely electric. And it's because they're here to pay homage, they're here to pay their respects to guys who put it on the line each and every fight. This is what mixed martial arts is all about. The Sakurabas, the Gracies of the world, those critics, the ignoramuses who want mixed martial arts banned and everything else, you know what they have to do? They have to have their heads examined by a proctologist, because this sport is here to stay, my friends, thanks to fighters like this.
Well, those guys are the ones that put it on the cover of Sports Illustrated this last month, too.
And there he is finally. We get to see the man himself, Kazushi Gracie Hunter Sakuraba. Let's take you now to the keys to victory for the man himself.
All right, first off, guys, Kazushi Sakuraba has to finish. Don't punish. He told us the other day he took that fight 6 rounds, 90 minutes, because he wanted to punish Royce Gracie. He wanted to hear him verbally tap. However, what he should do is still take a page from the past. He did a lot of low leg kicks, continue to do the same thing. And number 3, stay off the ground. Obviously, that's where the strength of Royce Gracie is. Make sure you keep that fight standing up.
All right, let's take you now to the tail of the tape for this historic encounter. Chapter 2 for Sakuraba and Gracie. Kazushi Sakuraba is 38, 6 feet tall, 187 pounds, submission wrestling background. Royce Gracie, 40 years of age, the Hall of Famer, 6'1", 188 pounds, and yes, he's all about Gracie Jiu-Jitsu.
And now let's take you to the rules of combat for Elite XC Dynamite USA. 3 judges score the fight based equally on striking, grappling, effective aggression, and ring control. There's a 10-point must system. No elbows or forearms to the head. No knees to the head of a downed opponent. Referee or doctor can stop the fight. And now let's take you once again to Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum, SoftBank presents Dynamite USA in association with Pro Elite and this much anticipated rematch special attraction. Our judges scoring this bout from ringside from Florida, Richard Bertrand. From California, Nelson Hamilton. And also from California, Cecil Peoples. And our third man of the ring, our referee in charge of this bout, is Mario Yamasaki. All right, fans, here we go with a long-awaited rematch of one of the most acclaimed MMA bouts in the history of the sport. The rematch of legends, scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. Introducing to you first on my right, fighting out of the blue corner, standing 6 feet 1 inch. He weighed in at 188 pounds. As a pioneer of Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, his MMA record stands at 13 wins, 3 losses, and 3 draws, with 12 submissions to his credit. He represents the first family of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, now fighting out of Los Angeles, California. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the K1 and Pride veteran, the 3-time UFC champion, a true legend of mixed martial arts, introducing the one and only Royce Gracie. And his opponent across the ring on my left, fighting out of the red corner. Standing 6 feet even, he weighed in at 187 pounds. The longtime master of submission wrestling, his record stands at 21 wins, 9 losses and 1 draw, 3 knockouts and 14 submissions to his credit. With 4 victories over the Gracie family fighters, he is known as the Gracie Hunter. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the popular and entertaining legend of MMA from Akita, Japan, introducing Kazushi Sakuraba. And ladies and gentlemen, a referee in charge, Mario Yamasaki, now to give instructions, 3 5-minute rounds.
Okay, gentlemen, I want you guys to do a clean fight. Follow my orders at all times. No elbows to the head whatsoever, okay? You have any question? You have any question? Good luck. Touch glove.
The Gracie family, it's been well documented, has taken on Kazushi Sakuraba 4 times, has come up short all 4 times. Sakuraba's defeated Hoyler, Royce, Henzo, and then Hyen. And now, Royce Gracie, perhaps for the final time, will get a chance to avenge the family honor. His father, the patriarch, Elio Gracie, is at ringside. Chapter 2 is underway.
Here we go, gentlemen. History in the making.
Again, it's also been well documented the myriad battles that Sakuraba has been through. There was even question whether or not he would be medically cleared for this fight. But you know that if it's up to him, knowing what's at stake, you know that he would have to literally be incapacitated for him not to be here tonight. And Jay, really, in this situation with the stand-up, obviously Sakuraba has to have the edge.
Absolutely. You see that low leg kick you just threw? That dictated their first fight. But in their first fight...
And Sakuraba already rocks Gracie with a right hand, and Gracie now being stacked by Sakuraba, Bill.
Yeah, standing on their feet, there's no question Sakuraba has the advantage. But, you know, down here, it's kind of a toss-up.
Well, Gracie definitely taking matters into his own hands, striking from the bottom. But don't discount the submission skills of Sakuraba. Has a hold of that right leg. Now some up kicks here.
Yeah, those up kicks. He made those famous years ago.
For people who really aren't familiar with the MMA world, where Royce Gracie is right now, folks, That's where he wants to be. That's where he is most dangerous.
And this is similar to the Antonio Inoki Muhammad Ali battle in 1976, the first mixed martial arts fight of the modern era, if you will. And we saw Inoki stay like voices right now in that crab position, just delivering kick after kick.
And Hoyler did the same thing when these two guys fought as well.
And Sakuraba seems to be okay with it, not backing up, not wanting Royce Gracie to get up on his feet yet. And watch out for one of those dazzling cartwheel passes. This guy knows how to put on a show.
Double hammer fist, cartwheel pass. Something is up his sleeve for sure.
Might even pull out a Mongolian chop. Big famous by Hiroyoshi Tenzan there, Bill.
You know, he could pull out the iron claw, too.
I think somebody should pull out DJ's microphone.
People,
you know, people again in America, they're still the education process is evolving. They're booing because they're not seeing the blood. I mean, this is a chess game. This is Royce Gracie in his domain. Kazushi Sakuraba willing to engage, looking to pass that guard of his, looking to pass the position.
How many times you think Gracie has been in this position? How many times does it run through his head what he was going to do when he got this rematch with Sakuraba?
Although, again, to be fair, we are finally hearing from the referee, Mario Yamazaki, and Jay, again, it's kind of a give-and-take battle. The fans did pay to see a fight, and now here we go. Sakuraba now inside control.
And they pay to see an MMA event.
That's true. I do agree with the fact that I would never boo any of these athletes, but yeah, they want to see action. They're getting it now as Sakuraba is looking for the arm, but you can see that Royce is doing a good job now of securing that right arm of Sakuraba's.
One of the things you see both of these guys, they fought a 90-minute fight last time, and Royce Gracie told us the other day, 5-minute rounds, I can hold my breath for 5 minutes. Who cares?
You can see Gracie there positioning that leg, not allowing Sakuraba to try to maybe grab the back. And you see Sakuraba then immediately escape that. And in his corner tonight, by the way, the patriarch of the Vonage Shooter Box Academy, Hujimar Fadrigo, the man who's guided the careers of Vanderlei Silva, Mauricio Shogun Hua, Murillo Ninja Hua. I mean, some of the best fighters in the sport. He is in Sakuraba's corner tonight.
These guys know each other very, very well.
And Mora, look what he's going for right there. How vintage of that is Kazushi Sakuraba. He's done it to a couple different Gracies.
The standing Kimura, and Gracie now has him along the ropes. It'll be interesting to see how long the referee allows it to stay in this position.
You know what is interesting is Kazushi Sakuraba goes down there to shoot the box, try to learn from those guys, get a little bit more versed in some Muay Thai, some of the aggressive nature that they have down there in Brazil. But this is the same old Kazushi Sakuraba. There is nothing different about him here than there was 7 years ago.
And Gracie showing some striking there with the right hand, looking to maybe go for a takedown judo type throw here with Kazushi Sakuraba. And really, guys, this is mixed martial arts. This is the game of chess. Looking at the nuances. It's not all about just swinging for the fences and going for the knockout. These guys are master craftsmen. Yes, they're in the twilight of their careers, but they are still two of the very best.
And this is exactly where Sakuraba wants to be. He does not want to be engaged and locked up there with Wood. Stay at the end there, use those kicks.
But I got to say, look at Sakuraba's legs. You think the up kicks, you think the kicks while Gracie was on his back did no effect. He's definitely got some bruising there for sure. And later on in the fight, that could play into it.
End of 1 round. Sakuraba, Gracie 2. And there we have Sakuraba's corner. There's Hujimar Fadrigo just standing up in the corner. And Jay, take us through the replay here. Anytime, Jay.
Kazushi Sakuraba immediately puts him down and tries to swarm. But the one thing you have, whenever you have a guy like Royce Gracie, look how relaxed he is down there. He just sits there, doesn't panic, and realizes, hey, I'm fine. I'm just going to try and lock up something here.
Yeah, he waits for you to come into his territory.
He waits for you to come into his
and latches on you like a snake. Here comes Sakuraba jumping on him again.
But look, he lands nothing. He lands absolutely nothing. The defense of a guy like Royce Gracie is, you know, at times when he's on his game, impenetrable.
Here's Gracie finally making his way back to his feet. Sakuraba going for the Kimura. The ropes playing a little part in the action tonight.
Back to your corner. Back to your corner. Ready?
These guys are definitely used to fighting in the ropes, though.
it's interesting also, guys, because they can get, you know, especially Sakuraba's used to a 10-minute first round. There's a whole different pace when you go 5-minute first round here. I think he was almost taken aback, like, oh, it's already done.
Helio Gracie in the corner of Royce Gracie, taking in the action now as he's moved closer to ringside. And you can see Kazushi Sakuraba with his stance now in a southpaw stance, as is Royce Gracie. Misses with the kick, though, does Sakuraba. And again, this chess match continues, this feeling out process, just making sure every move counts. And there's a good takedown defense by Royce Gracie, and Sakuraba just shucks him off.
What kind of respect do you guys have for these two athletes who have been around so long and had so many absolutely wonderful fights, so many deadly fights, and they're still here in 2007 showing us how it's done?
Like I said, it's like Ali Frazier, guys. You know, I'll say this too. Royce has done a very good job of changing up his range from the last fight. He has not gotten kicked over and over repeatedly in that lead leg from Sakuraba.
Gracie now attacking the lead leg of the southpaw stance of Kazushi Sakuraba. It's already bandaged up, so obviously Royce Gracie doing whatever it takes to make sure that he wears down the veteran from Japan, Kazushi Sakuraba. Now Gracie shoots out a jab. Gracie mixing it up with his feet and his kicks.
It's like tonight Sakai is going to be a counter puncher.
He's also just going for like the one-punch knockout. He's not really mixing up. Usually he'll mix up strikes, kick, punch, punch, kick. He'll mix them up in combinations, and Moro, he has not done that yet.
No, and right now some pummeling going on with Gracie and Sakuraba. And again, Gracie, at 40 years of age, has had limited experience, if you really think about it, in mixed martial arts. He's 13-3, 12 submissions. You take a look at Kazushi Sakuraba, he's 21-9-1 with, I mean, some of the most epic wars you will ever see. So obviously the condition of their bodies, even though Gracie's 2 years older than him, I would venture to say that Gracie's in better physical shape than Kazushi Sakuraba, because Sakuraba has spilled the blood and guts.
He has taken beatings from guys like Vanderlei Silva. I mean, we all know what Kazushi Sakuraba has gone through, what his body's gone through. And you're right, Royce Gracie, he has been, you know, obviously a lot more sporadic after the early days of the UFC.
We interviewed Sakai the other day. He could barely even move his neck, so I can only imagine how he's feeling.
And he does have a problem with getting some of the blood flow, you know, down, back up to his brain or down that spine. So the damage that's been done throughout the years, yes, you commend the guy for getting in here, without a doubt. You also see the toll that it takes on you. Guys like you, ex-football players, you talk about it all the time.
Gracie is attacking the leg of Sakuraba, wearing down that lead leg, and from the southpaw stance, that's where he will derive all his power. So obviously Gracie, a method to the madness, and this is a guy who by the time he was 8 years old was competing in tournaments, and maybe some of the fans don't like what they see, maybe they're fans of Sakuraba, but Royce Gracie is doing what he needs to do to curry favor with the judges, attacking the lead leg of Sakuraba.
You know, it's not doing a lot. If you see what's happening, Sakuraba, every time he takes it, he lifts his leg back up. It's not doing an awful lot.
Except for the fact that there is a reason why Sakai's wearing that sleeve on that leg.
But he always has worn, he's worn something on that leg
exactly.
for a long, long time. Yeah, you attack whatever is there for.
When you're not 100%, every little bit counts, and nice takedown defense, and there's a tie clinch.
There's the shoot box.
Sakuraba now trying to deliver knees to Royce Gracie.
That's exactly, we talk about shoot box, Vanderlei Silva. That's classic Vanderlei Silva. That's why he went to Brazil, to change up and get a little extra in his game.
And Gracie doing a good job, though, of staving off the takedowns, and now fighting off the ropes here.
But Billy, remember what Gracie said to us also 2 days ago? Is he said, hey, I know who he's been training with. I know what kind of fighter he is. I know what to expect, so he has been expecting.
There's with the body lock, looking for the takedown, but again, Gracie gets to his feet.
With tacticians, they're 2 or 3 moves of each other, moves ahead of each other.
You think a lot of it, guys, is these guys constantly thinking 2 or 3 steps ahead, almost respecting each other too much?
There's definitely a sense of respect, but again, we have to say, what did people expect? These guys, in the twilight of their careers, they're not going to deliver. Even their epic 90-minute battle, there's a reason they went 90 minutes. They are tacticians. They are methodical. They utilize their strengths. You're not going to see a stand-up war in this fight. This is mixed martial arts.
And I don't care. You don't boo these two guys. You don't boo, you know, Brett Favre in his last game or his last year. You don't boo Lou Gehrig and guys like that. You
see the respect even after round 2. They hug each other. And you know, the But the fans,
people booing.
well, they have the right to, I guess, do what they can. It is America. They can do what they want. But again, this is, I don't know what they were expecting. And there's Royce Gracie in his brother's corner. And we were talking about it. Royce being one of 9 siblings, 7 brothers and 2 sisters. They're speaking Portuguese, but let's listen in. Maybe we can pick something up. There's a wide shot again. Big crowd in attendance here at the LA Memorial Coliseum for Dynamite USA, one of the 2 co-main events, Sakuraba, Gracie 2.
I tell you what we do need for this fight, guys. Unlimited rounds.
You'd have a riot with this crowd.
yeah, unfortunately.
There's a takedown
There you see
defense.
some of the knee work.
Good takedown defense and goes right into the shoot box style, trying to get those knees, knee to face.
Third and final round. They touch gloves, and the fans now showing their respect, knowing that this could be the final 5 minutes or less. They see Sakuraba versus Gracie, and really for Kazushi Sakuraba, how much more do either of these men have to accomplish? They're putting it on the line here for the fans in Dynamite USA, the first ever K1 event in the United States.
Royce's kicks actually look pretty good, guys. I got to tell you what, he's keeping them at bay, and he's using that, I think, more for his own defense.
And this time now, Gracie pulls him into a half butterfly guard there, now in a half guard.
Make no mistake about it, folks. Sakuraba did not take Gracie down. Gracie took him where he wanted to go.
And look at this maneuvering now for the Kimura, looking to pop that right arm out. Busy with the hips, and this is where Gracie is at his most comfortable.
And Sakuraba has to make sure he takes that hand and he keeps it on his inner thigh. If he has a hold of it in his inner thigh, you can sit here for days with that. But Royce, the Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, always has something up his sleeve.
There's the Gracie family in the corner. Elio Gracie looking on.
These guys, it's unbelievable watching them on the ground. You know, you hear some people boo, and like Maura, you said, they have the right to do that. But it's a beautiful thing watching these guys.
And this is the kinetic chess, and really it's not about physical strength, Jay, and you can address that because it's about the movement of your body. They say, like Bruce Lee said, it's about water, the flow. You go with what your opponent gives you, and again, it really is the cliche of the chess match. And right now, we're seeing that battle on the ground that we expected between Sakuraba and Gracie. Now Sakuraba again looking to position for a standing Kimura, but you know that Gracie is already thinking 2 steps ahead.
And with guys like this, it's not about strength. In fact, it's the opposite, folks. It's about staying relaxed. If you stay relaxed, 9 out of 10 times you're going to be able to get out of whatever submission attempt they try to do.
You know what, Bill? If you use the boxing analogy, you don't want to come in all jacked up. You know, all the muscular.
The more you tense up, the more the lactic acid builds up, and obviously the slower you get, and the more tired you get.
And Royce should start. I'm sorry, Bill. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Royce should start. You see that knee behind the thigh right there, Sakuraba? He should just start unloading that knee on Sakuraba's thigh because it's going to get Sakuraba to let go of his wrist.
Midway through the final round. Sakuraba now in a waist lock there by Gracie and Mario Yamasaki, the referee, breaking them up momentarily but allowing them to resume. And you can see Sakuraba really just relaxed and just talking to Gracie. And okay, well, you know what? You are still in a fight. You got to fight. This time, I do agree with the fans there, Jay, because really, Sakuraba shouldn't just relax there and start talking. I mean,
it actually looked like.
And really, if I were the referee, I'd break these guys up and just restart in the center of the ring. There's nothing going on along the ropes.
What Royce is trying to do now, he wants to make sure his arm doesn't go back there, but get over top, try and work for a choke, try and do something. But again, you have that knee right there.
And now Gracie starting to punch him from behind.
It's all catch and glove though, Maura. It's just
you're right. But I mean, just to see him at least try that is impressive. There he tags him. But I don't know why Sakuraba's not trying to turn into him. Sakuraba's simply just called, and now he's talking. Maybe he's hurt, guys. Maybe he's trying to voice something. He's talking to someone.
Okay, let's act, I'm going to separate you guys.
You really wonder what's going on.
Now there's something up with Kazushi Sakuraba because he's literally just sitting there past him now, and he's been talking to somebody. And the referee right now again, into the final minute and 10 seconds. We need action here. There's some shoulder strikes.
I think at this point, it looks like Sakuraba is content right now with just hanging on and surviving.
He's looking to his corner, and again, look at it.
And Hoy's still trying to take it to him. Hoy's is still trying to get position to try and go for a takedown, take it somewhere.
Sakuraba's not doing anything. The final 40 seconds, the fans now, they want to see a fantastic finish. Are Sakuraba and Gracie going to give it to them? They have nothing else left to prove. 30 seconds, let's make it memorable.
I tell you what, Hoyes has to be careful with those takedown attempts, because what Sakuraba trying to do, throw knees to the head. If you're coming down there, you can meet one of those knees. That's not what Hoyes wants to do.
Sakuraba's kind of frozen here, guys. I don't understand.
And thankfully, guys, none of us are judges, but I do believe with 10 seconds remaining, as wait a minute, Sakuraba now going, grab for an armbar. I was just going to say, Gracie appears to have avenged his family honor here tonight as they go the distance at Dynamite USA.
Sometimes when you have two technical masters, that counters out. That counters out your strength of both fighters, and you leave it up to what's secondary and even third in your game.
Dennis Rodman wondering what happened in that fight as well. There's Hujamar Fedrigo, Royce Gracie, and there's Hujamar now embracing Royce Gracie. And again, Hujamar Fedrigo, not enough could be said about the patriarch of the Shooter Box Academy in Curitiba, Brazil. And a big love fest there in the ring now as Royce Gracie appears, if you look at his face, that he seems to have won this fight now. Kazushi Sakuraba, it's too bad, you know, we can't understand what he's saying, because I really wonder what happened in that final round, guys. He's not one to just quit.
Yeah, I don't know, guys. I don't know if it was an injury, if he got frustrated.
I think he was just saying there should be 2 more rounds. Is what it looked like he was trying to say.
Should be kind of 10 more rounds with them. Let them fight until they drop. You know, who do you...
And there he is, the new UFC light heavyweight champion, styling and profiling. Look at the Pimp Daddy, Rampage Jackson in the house.
Man, it ain't cold enough for a fur coat. Rampage.
Got the new grill going for him, really a guy who deserves it, you guys. That man could be the most marketable athlete the sport has, as we now go back to the action.
You see there, again, people at home probably thought, well, Royce Gracie went for a takedown and get on top. That's not what happened. He went early to get in his positioning where he wants to be, which is on his back, bring him into his guard. Watch this, Sakuraba trying to take control from behind, going for an arm, attacking that arm. Perhaps thinking maybe there could be an opportunity for a rear naked choke, but that's not going to happen against Royce Gracie.
A lot of MMA guys in that position that Gracie's in would really flip out, but you see him relax, you see him take it step by step, and here he finally gets some shots in, although, you know, it's to the palm of Sakuraba, but 1 or 2 of them get by and put a little damage in there, and then you see the conversation starting. So I really don't know what was up.
Guys, Royce Gracie went after this fight. Kazushi Sakuraba, a little different story.
Let's take you now to Jimmy Lennon Jr. for the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we have a unanimous decision. Here are the score totals. Judge at ringside, Cecil Peoples, scores about 30-27. Judges Nelson Hamilton and Richard Bertrand both scored about 29-28. All 3 in favor of the winner, Royce Gracie.
And the Gracie corner explodes, and how good is it, you guys? His dad is in the ring, Elio Gracie. This is it. The family honor has been avenged.
Look at Helio. That's
he's the father.
That's full circle right there.
Right
guys.
there he is, man, and unbelievable at his age. Still very spry, still very much a factor with the Gracie family. What a picture it is right there. The father and the son, the Gracie legacy. And there's what a picture that is with Kazushi Sakuraba as well.
And folks, believe it or not, that old man right there will whip all of us sitting at this table in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu right now to this day.
Royce Gracie victorious as he defeats Kazushi Sakuraba 7 years after their epic encounter in Japan. All right, well, taking this fight on short notice, Korea's Min-Soo Kim will step into the eye of an F5 hurricane known as Brock Lesnar. Although used to pressure as an Olympic medalist, he's never faced the ominous presence that Lesnar will bring to the ring tonight.
He's made his move to MMA.
I don't have any fears.
Now he wants to prove he's got what it takes.
What's the biggest difference between professional wrestling and MMA? MMA is real and wrestling is fake. For anybody that doesn't know that, you're living in a cave.
Brock left pro wrestling behind to try his skills in the real ring.
And now, hopefully, you'll see me as a professional fighter.
He's shown he's tough by becoming an NCAA champion, but MMA's a world where only the toughest survive, and that's why he's here.
I want to fight. That's the reason for it. I want to fight. I want to fight for real.
Now, Lesnar's got his sights set on one of the biggest targets in the game.
I want to have fun out there while I'm fighting. I've been practicing for this.
Korean hero Min-Soo Kim. He was a judo silver medalist in the Atlanta Olympics. His first-rate submissions can turn the tables of a fight in the blink of an eye. But not only can he grapple, his boxing skills will knock you on your back.
You're finished. I'm going to show you how it's done here in the ring.
An American wrestling champion versus a Korean judo superstar.
I don't have any fears.
Brock Lesnar versus Min-Soo Kim.
Brock's.
Our first fighter in this battle from Korea, Min-Soo Kim.
After ascending to the top of the judo mountain, culminating with a silver medal in the '96 Olympics, Korea's Min-Soo Kim has found the MMA world to be much tougher. What he does bring to tonight's main event is the hopes of an entire nation, and there is a huge Korean contingent in attendance here tonight for this fight.
Min-Soo Kim here, guys. I got to tell you what. I know he's very, very experienced on an international stage. Bill, you know Brock Lesnar better than Morrow, better than myself. I don't think he has any idea the world that he's about to meet right now.
You know, I know Brock. I know him in a different capacity. I know Brock as a wrestler. I know Brock as a professional wrestler. I know Brock as a man. He's a stand-up guy. I can tell you one thing. He's one of the strongest, one of the toughest guys that I have ever met.
It was interesting in talking yesterday to Min-Soo Kim. He didn't seem like he really cared. He didn't really know much about Brock Lesnar.
He knew nothing about Brock Lesnar.
Didn't seem to care about Brock Lesnar and started to realize, well, I've been in with some big guys myself. Big guys, yeah, but not big, unbelievably aggressive guys.
The 1996 Olympic silver medalist in judo. Again, having a tough run of it thus far in MMA, but he's also been in with Ray Sefo, Bob Sapp, and there he is, a man who was supposed to face Brock Lesnar in the main event, part of Min-Soo Kim's entourage, the Techno Goliath, the very taunting 7 foot 2 inches tall of Hong Man Choi.
Totally different, you know. Brock Lesnar also at first he had to get ready for a kickboxer who is 7'2", like we talked about, and now a much different frame of a human being in Min-Soo Kim, a foot shorter and 100 pounds lighter.
You know, Brock, make that Bill. I called you Brock there for a second, buddy.
It's all right.
Wow.
I'm a lot older.
Sorry about that. Now, he does have a sub-500 record, does Min-Soo Kim, but look at his losses to the likes of Bob Sapp, Ray Sefo, Sammy Schilk, Don Fry.
Well, yeah, there's no question. He's been in there with some monsters. He's been in there with some guys who are legends. Now he steps in the ring with a guy who's a definite unknown, a guy who's making his MMA debut, just like a Johnny Morton, one of the biggest stages you can have.
Let me show the keys to victory here for Min Soo Kim. First of all, you know what, guys? He's in a catch-22 because the only place he can win this is if he gets it on the ground, goes for a submission. But I don't think you want to get close to Brock Lesnar. He's got to figure that out. Number two, exploit Lesnar's aggression. Brock will probably come out, go crazy out there, which could leave an arm, could leave an opening. And number three, Moro, you just talked about it. He has the experience, and in this game, sometimes experience is everything.
Now, I know this is a mixed martial arts battle, Bill, but with Hong Man Choi in the corner, not going to be a run-in or anything, is there?
I'm right here, buddy.
And from the U.S., Brock Lesnar!
He was the most sought-after free agent in the sport of mixed martial arts. The former collegiate wrestling champion Brock Lesnar chose to make his initial mark in the world of MMA with tonight's K1 Dynamite USA. Known as the next big thing in professional wrestling, he very well could become just that in mixed martial arts, Bill.
You know what, man? It's just, we're going to see tonight. There's no question about it. I mean, Brock is not a guy to turn down competition. Brock is a guy that never played collegiate football. Brock is a guy who quit professional wrestling at the top of his career. The last time he wrestled was with a guy named Goldberg. Okay, so I know. He quit both of those to go and try his he wanted to be a professional football player. Okay, now who tries to be a professional football player with no collegiate experience? A guy who wants to complete a dream.
And even after he did get released, the Minnesota Vikings still wanted to send him to NFL Europe because they saw the aggression of this guy, the strength of this guy. There could be something there.
You opened up an interesting can of worms, Mr. Goldberg. We were talking about the crowd and some of the reaction during the Sakuraba Gracie fight. Any memories of WrestleMania 20 MSG, your last fight with Brock Lesnar?
You know what? It was an honor, man. It was an honor. I worked for a company that I'll never give credit for, that I can tell you, but to have my last match at Madison Square Garden and to be wrestling a guy who's such a stand-up guy like Brock Lesnar, man, it was awesome.
Now, Billy, would you ever get in there and take on a guy like this in an MMA event?
You know how many times that question's been asked of me, and I'm 40 years old, man. I mean, let's be perfectly honest.
You don't look a day over 39 and a half.
You know what? I'm old, man. I may co-own a Muay Thai school, and I may have been training for years and years and years, but my body has been through absolute hell.
Yeah.
I got to tell you. And you know what? 10 years ago and 15 years ago and 20 years ago, if I didn't choose to go the way that I went, I'll be damned if you could keep me out of that ring.
And this is why Brock Lesnar is doing this, folks. The way Bill feels right now, it's just because age and injuries have caught up. Well, that's not the case for Brock. And we sat there with Brock 2 days ago. We said, why did you do this? And he said, this is the time for me to do it. I don't have to worry about money. I want to go out there and try and be the best in something that nobody else will do.
He's about to enter the ring of reality. What are the keys to victory for Brock Lesnar?
Well, first and foremost, Brock has got to stay mentally focused. He's on a big stage here. He's trying something he's never tried before, and he's got to go in there calm, collective, and figure out what to do step by step. He's got to secure the takedown. Being 106-5, an amateur wrestler, and being as big and strong as he is, he's got to take it to the ground. And when he gets it to the ground, he's got to start the ground and pound and finish with putting that guy's face in the end of the mat.
Longtime fan of MMA. And now finally making his debut after training for more than a year as we take you to the tail of the tape for this main event at Dynamite USA. Brock Lesnar's 29'6'2", 262 pounds with a background in wrestling. Min Soo Kim is 32, 6'1", 255 pounds, was a judo medalist at the 96 Olympics. Let's take you now to Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you to the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum for the featured bout of the evening as SoftBank presents Dynamite USA in association with Pro Elite and our heavyweight featured attraction. Sanctioned by the California State Athletic Commission, the executive officer, Armando Garcia. Our physicians at ringside, doctors Paul Wallace, Danny Carusillo, Naresh Rao, Leandro Gatus, and Neil Frauworth. Timekeepers at the bell, Debbie Garcia and Mike North. And introducing to you our judges, all from California, Nelson Hamilton, Cecil Peoples, and Alejandro Rochin. Presenting now our third man in the ring, our referee in charge of the action, Steve Mazzagatti. All right, fans, here we go with our main event of the evening, a heavyweight special attraction scheduled 3 5-minute rounds. And now, ladies and gentlemen in attendance and MMA fans joining us around the world, live from Los Angeles, it's showtime! Introducing to you first on my right, fighting out of the blue corner, standing 6 feet 1 inch, he weighed in at 255 pounds. Raised in the time-honored tradition of judo, his record stands at 2 wins, 5 losses, with 2 wins coming by way of submission. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the 1996 Olympic silver medalist in judo from Seoul, South Korea, known as Mr. Shark, introducing Min Soo Kim. And his opponent across the ring on my left, fighting out of the red corner, standing 6 feet 2 inches, he weighed in at 262 pounds. Specializing in the discipline of wrestling, tonight he makes his much anticipated MMA debut from Minneapolis, Minnesota. Here is the former NCAA heavyweight wrestling champion and 3-time WWE World Wrestling Champion, introducing Brock Lesnar. Once again, a referee in charge, Steve Mazzagatti.
All right, gentlemen, you know what you're here for. We want a good, clean, fair fight. You need to obey my commands at all times. Protect yourself at all times. Hook them up, gentlemen. Good luck.
Min Soo Kim, known as Mr. Shark. Is he being fed to the Sharks here tonight, Jay?
I certainly think he is being fed to the Sharks here. Brock Lesnar, I mean, you see how fast this guy's jumping up and down on his toes. For a man that size, you should not be able to move with that much agility.
I got to tell you, man, you can never say never for the Shark, but, man, he has absolutely no idea the strength, the power, and the ferocity of Brock Lesnar.
Main event of Dynamite USA is underway. Brock Lesnar's much anticipated MMA debut against Min Soo Kim, and Lesnar secures the early takedown.
This is actually where Min Soo Kim wants to be. This is his only shot, really, to hope to catch Lesnar or something. But
and Lesnar already unleashing a series of right hands. But you're right, but look at Lesnar smothering him. The NCAA heavyweight champion, Min Soo Kim, probably thinks the weight of the world
Brock,
is on him right now.
Right now, Brock has just got to breathe. Look how easily he's passing this guard, guys.
And he actually did, technically, he did it very well.
Yes,
also.
he did.
Still in half guard, however, and now he'll try to pull that right leg up, but he's content to just start pounding him underneath the arm, over top of the arm. Brock Lesnar definitely in his comfort zone here on the ground against Min Soo Kim.
Tell you what, though, guys, he looks like he's been professional wrestling for ages. He just can't get too high here. That's the one thing when you get them out, if you get too high.
Well, the one thing with Brock is, center of gravity, man. So he's been there for years. He's done stuff like that. So
Min Soo Kim trying to keep him at close quarter, but he's eating him. That's it. And forward. Excited here at ringside. Brock Lesnar, debut a victorious one. Is he the next big thing in MMA? He made short work of Min Soo Kim. Jay, what are your thoughts?
Mauro, you don't see a lot of guys tap from ground and pound, really give up from the ground and pound. You see guys, when you get knocked out down there, the referee stops it. The punishment that he was taking down there, I think the power, just the brute power of Brock Lesnar shows you how much different he could be than other heavyweights out there right now.
Billy has the notoriety, all the physical tools. Obviously a short test tonight, but what are your thoughts on your buddy's debut?
My thoughts is it's a great start. There's no question about it. He's got to get in there with a guy who can strike, who can submit, a guy who's got more more skills than Kim. So we're going to see what happens. We're going to see what Brock thinks. We're going to see if he wants to fight again. After that, I think the answer is going to be yes.
A lot of nervous energy coursing through the veins, perhaps, but it didn't take him long to get comfortable, Jay.
You know what? I tell you what, he was more comfortable than I thought he'd be. He came out there more tame. I thought he was going to come out absolutely like a wildfire, like a wild man, and didn't.
Min Soo Kim having difficulty standing up, so just to give you an idea of how much punishment he was taking from those ham-like fists of Brock Lesnar, the ground and pound, and he definitely pounds out an impressive win.
Lesnar showed a lot of maturity in this fight for his first fight.
Here's a takedown. He catches the kick, and guess what? Brock takes him down, just like he's done everybody else in the University of Minnesota wrestling school. Here's a second look at the takedown. Yeah. Brock's in his element in there, guys. I got to be the first one to tell you. If you weren't impressed with what you just saw, then you're not either watching it or you're not breathing. And here's the tap out. What did he tap out from? Not a submission, not a slam. He tapped out from repeated punches to the side of his beam from a guy who's big, strong, and guess what, ladies and gentlemen? He just so happens to be a former professional wrestler.
Isn't that nice? There's
poetic
justice right there, isn't there?
All you naysayers, take that.
So Brock Lesnar records the win early in the first round. And now time will tell, where does his mixed martial arts career go from here? And it's good to see that Min Soo Kim is actually standing now and seems to have regained his faculties. He absorbed enough punishment, and this is the punishment we're talking about, Jay. Jay, of course,
well, since Jay took off, I'll take his spot. Well, I can't talk like Jay, but hey, anybody in that position getting pounded by a guy of Brock's size, strength, and aggression is going to tap out. I'm sorry.
Trying to spread the wealth,
Absolutely. I hear
place, but he's already on his way to the
you know what? I got to congratulate my boy.
Great job. All right, Jimmy Lennon Jr. is standing by with the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the time of 1 minute 9 seconds in round number 1. The opponent taps out due to strikes. He is the winner in his MMA debut, Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
So there it is, Brock Lesnar's MMA debut lasts all of 1 minute and 9 seconds of 1 round, and Jay Glazer is standing by with Brock Lesnar.
Thanks, guys. Here with a victorious Brock Lesnar. Brock, very impressive win in your debut. How much different was this than any other athletic world that you've been in?
Well, all my preparation has been due to my amateur wrestling success. I got a great group of guys behind me. Marty Morgan, Jesse Wallace, Kurt Kozlowski, Greg Nelson. I want to thank everybody for coming. And it's fireworks.
I got to ask you this. You told us the other day, yeah, I'd have some nerves. I don't really know what to expect. Was it fun?
I can't hear you. I can't even hear you, man. Enjoy the fire.
What was it, when all said and done, come on over here, when all said and done, was it fun? Was it an enjoyable experience, something that you want to continue?
Absolutely. I enjoyed myself. I was disappointed I couldn't fight the big-headed guy, but maybe in the near future.
Tell me what you want to do next. Where do you want to go? Talk about your progression in the sport.
I have no idea. I want to keep fighting, and I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll see what promoter wants to step up and hand out some money, and let's get some heavyweight titles on the line.
Brock Lesnar, congratulations. Very impressive debut, guys. Send it back to ringside. And more on Bill.
Thanks a lot, Jay. Brock Lesnar definitely gracious in his victory. And again, just 1 minute and 9 seconds of the opening round. And yeah, he delivered the fireworks in that main event with some good old-fashioned ground and pound. And Dynamite USA in the books, capping off this evening of mixed martial arts excitement from the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum.
Thank you very much.
And here are tonight's results of Dynamite USA, the K1 debut in the United States of America. It started off Bernard Aka ruining Johnny Moore in the NFL veterans MMA debut, knocking him out in round one. We saw Mighty Mo TKO Ruben Warpath Villarreal in the opening round. Dong Sik Yoon in probably the fight of the night, submitting Melvin Manhoff in round two via armbar, with Hideo Tokoro beating Brad Pickett via submission in round number one. And then, yes, Royce Gracie avenging his defeat of 7 years ago, beating Kazushi Sakuraba via unanimous decision. And then in the main event, in his mixed martial arts debut, Brock Lesnar submits Min Soo Kim via verbal tap out due to strikes. Brock, Bill Goldberg, a great night of fights.
It was a wonderful night, man. It was an honor to be here. It was an honor to be here. The first time Brock Lesnar gets in the ring and gets to smash somebody, and people can obviously see the type of person and the type of athlete Brock is.
Final thoughts, Jay.
Guys, I know it's just one fight, but that's a man you're going to have to worry about. He came in very mature, didn't do anything really rookie mistake-wise. Very impressive. And one last note here, despite the fact that the crowd booed Kazushi Sakuraba and Royce Gracie, I'm honored to have worked a fight of two legends of the game. Again, that was Yankees, Red Sox, Fraser Ali.
All right, guys, good stuff. That will do it for Dynamite USA from the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum. But we do invite you to join us on June 22nd at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific on Showtime pay-per-view as Elite XC and Strikeforce team up to bring you Frank Shamrock versus Phil Baroni in a much-anticipated grudge match. That big night of action will also feature MMA stars Crazy Horse Bennett, Joe Boxer, Joey Villasenor, and much, much more. Definitely a night of explosive MMA action you won't want to miss. Now for my broadcast partners, Jay Glazer and Bill Goldberg, this is Mauro Ranallo saying so long from Los Angeles.